her husband, who no longer is going by her husband's name, Chillingworth, has just treated the baby, and the baby has fallen asleep, and he gave Hester medicine as well. But she was worried it was poison, and she took it anyway because, well, he pretty much told her, that's not the way to punish you. The way to punish you is to let you live and live with everything that you did. And your real punishment, right? So now he's sitting down to have the conversation as man and wife, right? Husband and wife that cheated on you. You know, this happened. So page 43, we're starting with the second paragraph there where he is going to talk. Hester, exactly. Hester, I ask not wherefore, nor how thou hast fallen into the pit, or say rather, thou hast ascended to the pedestal of infamy on which I found thee. The reason is not far to seek. It was my folly and thy weakness. I, a man of thought, the bookworm of great libraries, a man already in decay, having given my best years to feed the hungry dream of knowledge, what had I to do with the youth and beauty like thine own? Misshapen from my birth hour, how could I delude myself with the idea that intellectual gifts might veil physical deformity in the young girl's fantasy? Men call me wise. If sages were ever wise in their own behoof, I might have foreseen all this. I might have known that as I came out of the vast and dismal forest and entered this settlement of Christian men, the very first object to meet my eyes would be thyself, Hester Prynne, standing up, a statue of ignominy, before the people. Nay, from the very moment when we came down the old church steps together, a married pair, I might have beheld the bell fire of that Scarlet Letter blazoning at the end of our path. So, it's your fault for giving in to temptation, but it's also my fault for thinking that, one, you would ever love me, deformed, older, scholarly man that I am. And because I'm so smart, I should have seen this before we even got married, that you would be tempted, right? That you could never love me. So it's your fault, yes, because you made the decision, but it's also my fault, and I should have seen this coming. So not quite what she was expecting, probably. But she comes back with it, let me tell you. Thou knowest, said Hester, for depressed as she was, she could not endure this last quiet stab at the token of her shame. Thou knowest that I was frank with thee. I felt no love, nor feigned any. So she has told him from the very beginning,
she didn't love him.
I don't love you, and I will never love you. And feign means to pretend. Did she ever even pretend that she did? No. He knew straight up that this woman did not love him. So you make a jab at me, I will make a jab right back. True, it was my folly. I have said it. But up to that epoch of my life, I had lived in vain. The world had been so cheerless. My heart was a habitation large enough for many guests, but lonely and chill and without a household fire. I longed to kindle one. It seemed not so wild a dream, old as I was, and somber as I was, and misshapen as I was, that the simple bliss which is scattered far and wide, for all mankind to gather up, might yet be mine. And so, Hester, I drew thee into my heart, into its innermost chamber, and sought to warm thee by the warmth which thy presence made there. So was it too bad for an older man like I to just dream that I had all this room in my heart and no one to love? And everyone else has love in the world, so what was wrong with me thinking that I could make you love me? Kind of sad. Like, I thought that if you were in my heart long enough, you would love me back. So did he love her?
Yeah.
I have greatly wronged thee, murmured Hester. We have wronged each other, answered he. Mine was the first wrong when I betrayed thy budding youth into a false and unnatural relation with my decay. Therefore, as a man who has not thought and philosophized in vain, I seek no vengeance, plot no evil against thee. Between thee and me, the scale hangs fairly balanced. But Hester, the man lives who has wronged us both, Who is he? Oh, we both made mistakes. As far as I'm concerned, we're equal in our mistakes. And it's past, right? We're balanced. But
Who's the guy?
there's a guy out there. Who is it? Ask me not, replied Hester Prynne, looking firmly in his face, that thou shalt never know. Never, sayest thou? Rejoined he with a smile of dark and self-relying intelligence. Never know him. Believe me, Hester, there are few things, whether in the outward world or to a certain depth in the invisible sphere of thought, few things hidden from the man who devotes himself earnestly and unreservedly to the solution of a mystery. Thou mayest cover up thy secret from the prying multitude. Thou mayest conceal it, too, from the ministers and magistrates, even as thou didst this day, when they sought to wrench the name out of thy heart and give thee a partner on thy pedestal. But as for me, I come to inquest with other senses than they possess. I shall seek this man, as I have sought truth in books, as I have sought gold in alchemy. There is a sympathy that will make me conscious of him. I shall see him tremble. I shall feel myself shudder suddenly and unawares. Sooner or later, he must needs be mine. You don't have to tell me. I'll figure it out. I'm smarter than these other men, and I have other ways. I'll take my time, just like I do with books and gold, and I'll figure it out. The eyes of the wrinkled scholar glowed so intensely upon her that Hester Prynne clasped her hand over her heart, dreading lest he should read the secret there at once. Remember, she said when she first saw him in the crowd that his eyes seemed to go into your soul? And so she is worried that she's somehow subconsciously going to give away the name of this man. Like, stop looking at me like that. Thou wilt not reveal his name. Not the less, he is mine, resumed he with a look of confidence, as if destiny were at one with him. He bears no letter of infamy wrought into his garment, as thou dost, but I shall read it on his heart. Yet fear not for him. Think not that I shall interfere with heaven's own method of retribution, or, to my own loss, betray him to the gripe of human law. Neither do thou imagine that I shall contrive aught against his life. No, nor against his fame, as, if I judge, he may be a man of fair repute. Let him live. Let him hide himself in outward honor, if he may. Not the less, he shall be mine. So don't worry, I don't plan on telling anyone who he is. Don't worry, I don't plan on killing him. That would be just like killing you. That would take away all the fun. And don't worry, I won't ruin his honor to the world because, well, that's for heaven and other sources to do. But no matter, he will be mine. Does he have other plans for this man who has wronged him? Thy acts are like mercy, said Hester, bewildered and appalled, but thy words interpret thee as a terror. One thing, thou wast my wife. I would join upon thee, continued the scholar. Thou hast kept the secret of thy paramour. Keep likewise mine. There are none in this land that know me. Breathe not to any human soul that thou didst ever call me husband. Here on this wild outskirt of the earth I shall pitch my tent, for elsewhere a wanderer and isolated from human interests. I find here a woman, a man, a child, amongst whom myself there exist the closest ligaments. No matter whether of hate or love, no matter whether of right or wrong, thou and thine, Hester Prynne, belong to me. My home is where thou art and where he is, but betray me not. So you've kept, paramour means lover if you don't know that. You've kept your secret of your lover. Now keep this secret of mine. No one shall ever know that I was your husband. And I'm going to stay here because wherever you are is my home. You're my only family I have, whether we act like family or not anymore. And plus, I need to find out who this man is, right? So I'm going to stay here. I don't have anyone else. I don't have another purpose in life. I'm going to stay here. But do not tell anyone who I am. Wherefore dost thou desire it? Inquired Hester, shrinking, she hardly knew why, from the secret bond. Why not announce thyself open and cast me off at once? Why not tell everyone who I am and cast me away from this place, right?
That would be even a bigger sin. She was married.
It may be because I will not encounter the dishonor that besmirches the husband of a faithless woman. So it may be that I don't want to deal with people looking at me like, oh, you poor man, your wife cheated on you. Or it may be for other reasons. Enough, it is my purpose to live and die unknown. Let therefore thy husband be to the world as one already dead, and of whom no tidings shall ever come. Recognize me not by word, by sign, by look. Breathe not the secret above all to the man thou wottest of. Shouldst thou fail me in this, beware. His fame, his position, his life will be in my hands. Beware. So do not tell anyone that you know me. Do not act like you know me. So when he went, shh, when she recognized him, make sense? Don't let anyone know, especially not your lover. Because if you tell your lover who I am and I find out that he knows who I am, oh, he's mine. Even worse. And I'm going to make it known to everyone. So pretty big threat, right? I will keep thy secret as I have his, said Hester. Swear it, rejoined he, and she took the oath. And now, Mistress Prynne, said old Roger Chillingworth, as he was hereafter to be named, I leave thee alone with thy infant and thy scarlet letter. How is it, Hester? Doth thy sentence bind thee to wear thy token in thy sleep? Art thou not afraid of nightmares and hideous dreams? So he's pretty interested in, her scarlet letter and how she has to wear it. And does it give you nightmares? Are you suffering because of it? Why dost thou smile so at me? Inquired Hester, troubled at the expression of his eyes. Art thou like the black man that haunts the forest around about us? Hast thou enticed me into a bond that will prove the ruin of my soul? So are you like the devil in the forest? Did I just sell my soul to the devil by keeping your secret? Not thy soul, he answered with another smile. No, not thine. So you just sold a soul, but don't worry, it's not your own. Okay, we will continue reading. I will give you a little bit of time here to answer questions. 3 and 4 questions are there. I will pull them up if you have questions on the questions as you go through them.